Welcome to Side Roads. I'm Carlos, and this is a 2025 Chevrolet Equinox EV. Special thanks to the team at Quantrill, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac for providing the car for this video. The 2025 Chevrolet Equinox EV. This is yet another super cool car to drive. It's my second EV for the channel, and this product in particular, there's a special story to be told on the Chevrolet lineup and their electric ambitions, or goals. The Equinox is for now the entry level for electric vehicles in Chevrolet. There is the Volt being on the works, so that will be, I guess, economic or affordable EV from Chevrolet, but for now this is the one, and it is pretty good, and we will talking about price a little bit later on the video. So the Equinox have two option powertrain, let's say. It is rear wheel drive with 213 horsepower and 233 or 36 pound-feet of torque. Check the screen. The next option is an all-wheel drive, and that produces 288 horsepower and 333 pound-feet of torque. So there you go, you have the two options. If you don't need to have all-wheel drive because of where you live, or you don't like it, or you don't need it, then you can have that option as well. Both of those options are based on an 85 kilowatt hour battery. Which is also offered in one of the options for the Blazer EV. Some competitors for the Equinox EV are the Ioniq 5 from Hyundai and the Mustang Mach-E from Ford, also the Kia EV6. Range for the Chevrolet Equinox EV is 513 kilometers on the front wheel drive, which is 319 miles on a full charge, and 459 kilometers of range on an all-wheel drive version, which is 285 miles also on a full charge. Price for the Equinox EV starts in Canada around 48,000 Canadian dollars. The top trim goes to around 56,000 Canadian dollars. In the US, the base trim starts around 33,000 US dollars, and the top trim goes to around 45,000 US dollars. And that's where the story becomes interesting, because this has a pretty competitive price for a pretty good range on an electric car. The 2025 Chevrolet Equinox EV interior. Well, this is not my first Chevrolet from current generation's interior, and there is a theme. Chevrolet is updating all their vehicles, and they all look like this, which is a good thing to say. So the materials here are all soft and nice and super well put together, and they look expensive, and you know, there is a design thing and there is a taste here. It has this turbine inspired air vents. You'll see it in the video, and they are super cool. Maybe not for everybody, but they are cool and different. The door materials also are all soft. The touch points and the support points are padded and comfortable and easy to, chill while driving. The seats are really comfortable, and they have this combination of synthetic leather with fabric and perforation, have red stitching and blue stitching, so they are all black. I think there are other color in the interiors. This is the RS model from the Equinox EV, but it brings a little bit to the interior and the cabin, and it's really nice. This is totally my type of cabin. I really like this. So there is one touch up and down for the driver seats. The window. The steering wheel is wrapped in leather and heated, and it is really thick and nice in your hand, and it has this contrast stitching as well. There is a sporty vibe to the steering, especially while driving. I really like this. The seats are heated as well on this model. The air conditioning controls have hard buttons here, but there is a redundancy on the screen. So to me, that's the way to go. You should not force everybody to use all the functions on the car and the screen. So here you have the two worlds, where whichever prefers to use the screen, they are all here, they are all visible, they stay there, they look super cool, but you can have your hard buttons, regular buttons here, like whatever you prefer. That's good. The lights are now embedded in the screen as well, but they are always visible, so you just have to press and they show there. So it's the same that you will do with your knob here, except that it's on the right side now and it is on the screen. To be honest, you should always leave your lights on auto and forget about them. It's safer too. But that's a little bit different than before. Same with the shifter, that is this thing here. It's an electronic shifter, and now you pull to yourself and up for reverse, and pull in and down to drive, and then this button is parking. So that's something to get used to it. I can tell you it's really easy to use while holding the steering wheel, so that's good. You can easily change back and forth for parking and those type of functions, so that's good. It's just different to me. Why it's not here, I don't know, but that's that. There is wireless charging here for your phone and an extra space for your stuff. There is this little cubby here, like also for your phone or cards, I don't know. 2 cup holders, and the center console have this tray, and it's also deep enough. It looks very functional, and it has this extra shelf or layer here because there is no shifter, so you can store more stuff there. And the glove box is a decent size as well. The door pocket seems to be on the smaller side, but they are functional too. There is this panoramic sunroof here. So all good so far. You will never need anything additional that you can find in this cabin. And then the screens, which are super modern and super beautiful and super crisp and super clear. This makes the car. And the good thing is you can have this one, which is an EV. Of course, it looks like this, but you can also get it in a gas car from Chevrolet. So they are making all their cars feel the same and normal, and I think that's cool. So I like the car vibe here because it's easier for me to digest the fact that I'm in an electric car by looking like a normal car. So there is an 11 inches screen here for your gauge cluster, and you can configure and have like 4 views if I'm not mistaken, and it's super cool, super beautiful, super clear, super high definition. Is next level. And then this 17.7 massive entertainment system screen. The icons of course are huge, and it's easy to use, as super clear also. super high definition, but the menus and the design is the same that you will find in older models from Chevrolet. So it's pretty easy to get used to, because it's pretty easy to use, because the Chevrolet systems are one of the best in the market, in my humble opinion. So I really like this. I don't think anybody will have a problem with this. So it has a Google Map integration here. So of course it looks huge, it's beautiful and super clear, and you can, you know, zoom and make it bigger or smaller. It's really nice and easy to use. And the screen in general you can too, but the functionality for the maps, you know, makes it even better. You can find this in other Chevrolet products and in some other brands now. This is growing, this Google integration, but it's cool. And because the screen is so big, pues it's extra cool. So I fit behind myself based on my driving position, and there is plenty of space extra for me. So it's super comfortable by the way the seats, and it's super comfortable because it's very spacious in the back seats. There is a center armrest, and the trunk seems big enough and practical enough for the shape and the size of this car. I'm sure everybody will be super happy. So I love this interior. Like, I'm loving all the newer interiors from Chevrolet. I think this is a showstopper, and I think the functionalities there is pretty user-friendly and easy to use. And the whole layout, design, materials, everything here to me is top-notch. So I like it a lot. I think the interior is a huge selling point for this vehicle. So how is to drive the Equinox EV? Also super cool. It is obviously super quiet in here because it's an electric car. There is no engine noise, and then it is properly insulated, this cabin, so it's pretty cool on that sense. The seats are very comfortable, and I have been driving GM products for a while now, and they do have very good seats. These ones are no exception. These are really good. The steering weight is pretty, I will say it's not super light, not super heavy, and I think I see this in most of my videos, but it's, you know, apparently those are the cars that I'm getting, so it is true. The steering though is super direct and super responsive. Anything I tell the car to do, it does it right away, so I like that. You feel connected to the car and to the road, and I really appreciate that. The suspension is also very well calibrated. Remember, electric cars are heavy cars, so calibrating those suspensions are more challenging than regular cars, because you have to carry the regular vehicle weight plus all the batteries. So it's not a thing that everybody gets right. It is very well done here. It makes the cabin really comfortable, and it makes the car somehow composed. So I like it. It is soaking all the imperfections from the road, no issues. So it's pretty good. I'm liking everything here so far. So visibility here is good. The C pillar is huge, so there's a big blind spot there, but you have a huge camera to help you here, and blind spot. And once you get used to the dimensions of the car, that's a pretty easy thing to do. And this shape of cars typically have, you know, thick C pillars, so that's good. That's nothing really unique to this car. Now I'm going uphill and through some twisties here, and this car feels very responsive and somehow sporty and fun to drive, which I like. I think that the weight helps because the center of gravity is low, and the weight of the car can help a little with the dynamics. Of course, it makes it heavy too, and you can feel the weight here. But also, this is a smaller car. Smaller. I mean, let's say smaller than the Blazer EV at least. So it's a little bit more compact. It's a little bit, you know, less heavy and less big of a mass to be moved around. So I don't feel that the car suffers so much from the weight. At least it's my perception right now, and I like that. And I think I like this one better, a little bit better than the Blazer EV, just because of that, because it's tighter. It's a little bit tighter, a little bit smaller, and it's a little bit lower, so it feels more like a car. Everything inside here is like you will find in any of the newer Chevrolet vehicles from the lineup, and the whole acceleration, braking, driving dynamics, space, practicality is here, so it feels like a normal gas car. And I think that is very, very important for people to transition to gas engines, to electric cars. So well done from Chevrolet there. Acceleration, well, let's talk about brakes first. This has a regen on demand feature, and I also have one pedal driving feature, which I am now in one pedal driving in normal level, which I lift my foot from the gas pedal or the accelerator, and the car stops fully. It's weird. That's something that you have to get used to it, but you can. You just need to drive this car for a week and you will be fine for sure. And it's cool to drive it like that too. You just have to get used to it, and there are different levels that you can use there too, so that will, you find the one that really works for you without being weird. So that's cool. The brakes feels, as I was saying, pretty normal. I like them. I don't feel anything weird about it. When you brake, the brakes use this regen function to bring a little bit of power back to the batteries, and it will make the battery last longer, although that's part of the formula when they tell you what range they are offering. But they feel normal. And then acceleration, let's try that one. Oh yeah, easier. It has a typical EV instant torque, super power right there on demand when you need it. That feature of instant torque and acceleration is super good by driving around the city and taking off. It's very reassuring. And the most important part to me is this is to me a safety feature, because if you really are in an emergency situation and you need to take off, you need to accelerate, you need to get out of the way, that power right there will help you, and you will know that you have it there, and you'll know how to react, especially when you own this car and you get to drive it all the time. So to me, safety is first, and this, more than the funny part, it is a safety feature that I really appreciate out of electric cars. So overall, I like it. I like this car a lot. I think I like it, as I said, a bit better than the Blazer EV, which I really, really liked. But I don't know, maybe it's the size or something. I cannot figure it out, but I really like it. These driving of EV for the channel are also pushing me to start considering an electric vehicle, because I think this is the coolest thing, and also because it feels like a normal car. I like it. I feel attracted to it, and of course the coolness of an electric vehicle and the future and the whole thing. So very well done by Chevrolet with this Equinox EV. Chevrolet continues to push really hard on the electric vehicle segment. Now, with the Equinox EV, with a more compact, maybe ideal size, the excellent range, the value proposition, this may be the next hit for Chevrolet.